In this world, we often complain about what we don't have. No money, no resources, no support. But what if I told you that even a single coin, guided by the right mindset, can change the course of a life? Today, my child, I will tell you the story of a man who had nothing, no roof over his head, no food in his belly, and not even a coin to call his own. Yet, he didn't blame the world. He didn't wait for a miracle. He became the miracle. In the heart of a bustling city, where luxury cars shared the roads with bicycles and beggars sat beside towering corporate buildings, lived a man named Ramesh. He wasn't always a beggar. Once, he had a job at a hotel, a tiny room to sleep in, and a dream of someday opening his own food stall. But life, as it often does, had its own plans. When the pandemic hit, he lost his job. And with no family to fall back on, he soon lost his home too. The streets became his world, and survival his only goal. Every day, Ramesh sat quietly near a traffic signal, hands open, not shouting or pleading, just sitting in silence, hoping someone might drop a coin out of kindness. Most people passed by without even glancing. Until one morning, a sleek black car pulled up to the signal. The door opened, and out stepped a man in a sharp suit, speaking briskly on the phone. His name was Varun, a successful businessman with a chain of restaurants across the city, a man who had everything: money, power, and prestige. As he waited for his driver to return, the businessman's eyes fell on Ramesh. There was something about him. Maybe it was the way he sat with quiet dignity despite his torn clothes. Maybe it was just a passing moment of humanity. Whatever the reason, Varun reached into his pocket and pulled out a 10-rupee coin. He walked over and dropped it in Ramesh's hand. "Here," he said, "at least get something to eat." Ramesh looked up, surprised, and smiled. "Thank you," he said softly. Varun nodded and walked away, thinking little of the interaction. But for Ramesh, that coin wasn't just charity. It was capital. Instead of spending it on a meal, he made a decision. He walked to a nearby fruit vendor and bought 2 bananas and carefully placed in front of him with a cardboard sign: "Fresh banana, 15 rupees." Within minutes, a young man stopped and bought it. The next morning, Ramesh returned with 2 more bananas. The day after that, 6. Every rupee he earned, he reinvested. He didn't beg again. He started showing up each morning with clean fruit, neatly arranged on a plastic mat, slowly building trust among the people passing by. A month later, Varun's car pulled up again. He looked at Ramesh and blinked in disbelief. The beggar was now selling fruits, not just 1 or 2, but a full basket. "You're selling now?" Varun asked, walking over. Ramesh stood and smiled. "Yes, with your coin I bought a banana, sold it, then doubled it. Now this is what I do." Varun was stunned. In a world full of excuses, this man had taken a small coin and turned it into something meaningful, not through luck, but through mindset. "What did you do before this?" Varun asked. "I used to work in a hotel," Ramesh replied. "Lost everything, but not my will to work." That conversation stayed with Varun. A few days later, he returned, not with a coin this time, but with an offer. "I want to help you grow this, not give you money, help you build it right." Ramesh was hesitant at first, but he agreed. Varun taught him how to source fresh fruits in bulk, how to price them, how to handle customers, and even basic bookkeeping. He helped design a clean, mobile fruit cart for Ramesh. Painted on the side, in bright red letters was the name, Ramesh Fresh, from hand to heart. Within 2 years, Ramesh's business grew. He went from a fruit mat on the ground to managing multiple carts across different neighborhoods. He hired 2 more men from the street to help him, people just like he once was. He even rented a small storage space and bought his own rickshaw for deliveries. 10 years later, Ramesh was invited to speak at a local entrepreneurship event. When the host asked him, "What changed your life?" he smiled and said, "A single coin and someone who believed I could do more than just beg." That day, he didn't just share his journey, he inspired hundreds. If this story touched your heart, then join me again. Subscribe to the channel for more stories that awaken the soul and inspire the mind.